Good afternoon. This is Mike Brennan at the National Hurricane Center in Miami with the 2 p.m. update on Hurricane Griffin. Hurricane Griffin has continued to move off toward the west-northwest at about 14 miles an hour and has now moved back into the Gulf of Mexico. It's currently located about 25 miles west of St. Petersburg. It has continued to weaken as it's moved over land. It's now down to a Category 2 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of about 100 miles an hour. However, we do expect Griffin to re-strengthen now that it's back out over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. We do expect Griffin to turn toward the northwest and the north as we move into tonight and early Tuesday, and that's going to bring the center of the hurricane onshore in the Florida Panhandle sometime in the next 12 to 18 hours. There's a hurricane warning still in effect for much of the east coast of Florida, from New Smyrna Beach southward to Ocean Reef, and that also still includes Lake Okeechobee. There's a hurricane warning in effect for the Gulf Coast of Florida from Destin all the way down to Boca Grande. And there's tropical storm warnings in effect still for southwest coast of Florida, the Florida Keys, northeast Florida, and the extreme western part of the Panhandle over to Pascagoula, Mississippi. In terms of the impacts, even though Griffin is weakened, it's still a very large storm. Tropical storm force winds extend out up to 200 miles from the center. So conditions along the coast and the Panhandle and the hurricane warning area are going to begin to deteriorate as those winds pick up later this afternoon and tonight. So folks there really need to have their preparations for the hurricane almost completed. Hurricane conditions will begin to spread over portions of the Florida Panhandle as we get into late tonight and Tuesday. As the center crosses the coast. In terms of other impacts, storm surge along the east coast is down now to about 4 to 6 feet in the hurricane warning area. That's going to continue to subside, but the bigger concern now is the large storm surge of up to 8 to 14 feet above ground level that's going to begin tonight in the hurricane warning area in the Florida Panhandle, and that's the highest values are going to be near and to the right of where the center of Griffin makes landfall, and that storm surge could penetrate inland as far as 10 to 15 miles from the immediate coastline. So that's going to be a big concern for a large number of people in that area. Additional rainfall of 2 to 4 inches is possible over west central Florida as Griffin continues moving offshore, but 10 to 15 inches of rain is expected in the Florida Panhandle, and that's going to cause some significant freshwater flooding issues in that area as well. Isolated tornadoes are possible over much of the Florida Panhandle through the rest of today, and that risk is going to spread up into the Florida Panhandle tonight and also farther north into the southeastern U.S. I'm Mike Brennan at the National Hurricane Center in Miami with the 2 p.m. update on Hurricane Griffin.